Alright guys, it is now 8:30. I'm just showing on my phone the bucket at 10 yards versus what you see on the Tactacam. I'm going to zoom in to 10 times magnification with my phone. So that's what my phone sees at 10 times magnification versus what you're seeing through the Tactacam and versus what I see through my scope, which is, I can see it all. Alright, it's 8:30. I'll be back out here probably at 9:30 somewhere when it gets darker, just to show off a little bit more how well you see through this scope. Now, because the quality of the camera is getting worse and worse, because there's just not enough light, I will probably just take a couple of shots on that can so that you guys can see how well I can see. You'll know that I can still see things. Of course, I'm gonna have to get rid of the cat. I don't want to shoot him, not yet. But yeah, I'll get the cat out of here, and it's still pretty light outside. That's what I see through the scope. I don't know if you guys are seeing it that clearly through the Tactacam, but I see it that clearly outside at 28 times magnification. I'm seeing exactly what you see through this phone when I take away the digital zoom. That's how I see out of my scope. Alright, so I'll be back here at 9:30 and we'll see what we can still see. So pretty much what it looks like out here is what it looks like through my scope. Sun is down, I think it's all the way down, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so the sun is all the way down now. We're almost dusk, I guess you could say. The environment is kind of like dusk. You can still see from the cameras, and from my scope I can still see very well. So I don't know exactly how it looks through the Tactacam, but through my scope it looks just like it looks through this phone when I'm, what I see through the scope. Alright y'all, so it's now like 9:15. It is completely dark outside. I know there's no way I was going to be, I could see the can down there, but I couldn't see my crosshairs. So you ain't shooting nothing without seeing the crosshairs. So I turned on my fog light. As you can see with this camera, you can't see that Coca-Cola can down there, but it's down there. I want to see if through my scope I can see that Coca-Cola can. So we got the Tactacam off. Let me go show y'all the Coca-Cola can. Coca-Cola can is down here 50 yards. I think that fog light will give me enough light to where I'll be able to see the crosshairs. And if I can see the crosshairs, I know I can see the can. So there's the Coca-Cola can, y'all. And right up on it, it's still hard to see from here. But I'm telling you, when you got a high-end scope, you can got a high-end scope, you can see that 50 yards away. I can see that can. My problem is being able to see my crosshairs, and I ain't got no battery in the little thing to make the crosshairs light up. Well, that's gonna be my next video. I'm going to get a battery so that I can show y'all in this pitch black. I wouldn't need to turn that light on. I had to turn that light on, and hopefully I'll be able to see my crosshairs. But whatever I can see with my eyes, I can see through that scope. even at, you know, when it's dark like this. You see how you can see them trees back there? I can see just like this through my scope. So I'm gonna get down here and I'm gonna shoot that can if I can see my crosshairs. Let's see. Let's see if I see crosshairs here. Oh yeah, I can see the crosshairs now, y'all. So this can is finna be a done dot. Put one more in. I think I missed it that time. Let's put one more in. That looked like I hit the brick. Alright. Let's go down there and get it. I know y'all like, hell nah, ain't no way he see that can down there. It's dark as hell outside. He done turned the fog light on. I'm talking about he can see 50 yards down there at that can. I can see it, y'all. I can see that motherfucker almost plain as day. I'm trying to tell you. This why people buy fender benders and all that shit for, you know, $8,000 scopes and stuff. Because they want to be able to be out hunting at night. There it is. Okay. Y'all seen the can before I started. Now I'm gonna show y'all what I did to this can. I gotta get it in the light. You know, you can barely see it on my camera. It's dark as hell outside. It's like 9:30 now. But I'm telling you, that thing, all you need is a little bit of light. And if you can see, I can see them trees behind me. I can see that far with this scope. And that's what we did, right? So, you know, once I gauged it, boom, there you go. So we had these two holes there. I took 3 shots, hit here, and then bullseye, right? Okay. That is the difference between a high-end scope and a budget scope. You know, you got a high-end scope. Now, like I said, you know, I had to turn this light on because I couldn't see the crosshairs, but if I put the battery in there, I don't need to turn that light on. If I put my battery in there to where I can illuminate my crosshairs, I can see that can down there and I can shoot that at night. That's the difference between a low-end scope, a budget scope, and a high-end scope. Now, I paid $3,800 for that scope, and that's cheap for what I can do with it. So I done showed y'all the true difference between a high-end scope and a budget scope. So if you got a scope that costs $400 to $2,000, and you can make that shot with that amount of light, 50 yards, then you did good. Now, if you want to pay one time and have the best, you're going to have to pay about $3,800. That's what I had to pay for that scope. If I put that on a rifle, I can go out at least they say 1,200 yards. You know, with that 28 power, you can hit at 1,200 yards. So I'm not no sniper. I'm not no, you know, I'm not shooting nothing 1,200 yards. But, you know, if I need to, I got the scope that can do it. You know, I got the tools for it. I just want to be able to shoot 500 yards. If I can get good enough to where I can make 500 yard shots, man, I'm happy. But that's why I pay. You know, it pays to do your homework, do your research. Yeah, you know, tracking good. Your scope's supposed to track. You know, your scope's supposed to see real good in the daytime, but can your scope see good enough for you to hit something at night? Because this scope, if it can do that at night, you just imagine what I'm seeing in the dusk. So when it's dusk, it's all over. It's all over at dusk. This is nighttime action. Dusk, dawn, I'm tearing shit up. So that's the difference, y'all. That's why you want a high-end scope. That's why you pay the $3,800. Don't let nobody fool you into thinking your $1,500, $2,000, $400 scope is just as good as a Smith & Fender or any of these scopes. These Vortexes and stuff that's out there costing $5,000, $8,000, $4,000. It's not. You can't do with your scope what they can do with those scopes. It's not the same at all. You don't have a high-end scope until you done pay high-end money. All right? And that's the difference. That scope I got has shot glass. That's shot glass from Germany in that scope. It's the best glass out there. That's why that scope can do that. The coatings that let it reflect the lighting and everything, that's why that scope can do that. You don't have those coatings, you don't have that glass, you're not going to take a shot like that at night and kill a raccoon. Okay? Now I can get out here without no thermal or no infrared. I don't need none of that. I can get right out here at night with that scope and I can kill raccoons because I can see them. I can see them. And if I'm gonna get my battery so that I can illuminate the I've never done it though, y'all. I wonder if illuminating that reticle would affect how well I can see, out. I wonder. I mean, you can tune the brightness and everything on it, but I wonder if that'll have an effect on what I can see because of the light in there. So I don't know. I'm going to go get that and I'll do another test, with my light off. And just in the dark, illuminate that reticle and shoot what I can see. So y'all know. Again, I haven't been shooting with that scope for a long time. I've been working with the Vortex AMG red dot. So I'm out of practice with that scope. But if I get back in practice with it, it's lights out after dark, dawn, dusk, whenever. I don't need no thermal, not for 50 yards. And I can still see those trees back there. So really, those trees back there are about 70 yards, which are behind my target. You can see the trees back there all the way to the brush. And like I'm saying, whatever I can see with my eyes, I can see through that scope. If you can see it on this camera, I can see it better through the scope. Like on this phone camera, you could see the trees in the back, but you couldn't see that pop can. With my eyes, I couldn't see that pop can either. But once I get on that scope, I see that pop can. I see the target, I see, the Coca-Cola on it and everything. So that's the difference, guys. That's the difference. You got a Arken, you got any of them other scopes that, somebody done told you it's the same as a high-end, go out and do that and put the video under this, tag me, and I want to check it out because I done been robbed in that case. If you could do that with an Arken and the rest of these scopes that people tell you just as good as a Fender or whatever you getting, then hey, I got played. I thought I was spending good money. I was spending fool's money. But I don't think I was spending fool's money. I don't think you can do that with your Arken or none of those budget scopes. You know, if you spent less than $2,000, you can't do what I just did. All right. If you can, get at me in the comments. You know, let me see the video. You shooting that knife 50 yards. I'm gonna put another one up. I gotta get a battery for my reticle so that I can turn my my little fog light off and still make the shot without having, you know, a little bit of light out there to help me out to see the reticle, because it'll be illuminated. But that's what it is, y'all. Tell you what, high-end scope is high-end scope. There's a reason you pay that money. All right, I'm out.